Welcome to the MSPT online learning program, MSPT Lead Learning at your doorstep. I am Madhu Gurgunti, lecturer at Sri Siddheshwara Women's Polytechnic, Solapur. In this presentation, we will continue with the unit number 38051 timers, interrupt, serial and parallel communication. At the end of this presentation, students will be able to explain the process of interrupts enabling and disabling in 8051. So the contents of this presentation are introduction, interrupts in 8051, IE register, steps in enabling interrupt, interrupt priority upon reset, IP register, handling interrupts in 8051, assembly language program using interrupt. This is the concept map which shows the microcontroller 8051 interrupts. Basically there are 5 interrupts. Two are timer interrupts, two are external interrupts, and one serial communication interrupt. Interrupts are the events that temporarily suspend the main program, pass the control to the external sources, and execute their task. Upon receiving an interrupt signal, microcontroller interrupts whatever it is doing and serve the device. Microcontroller 8051 has a 5 interrupt sources that are timer 0 overflow, timer 1 overflow, external interrupt 0, external interrupt 1, and serial port events that are RI or T. Among the 5 interrupts of microcontroller 8051, 2 interrupts are set aside for timer, that are timer 0 and timer 1. 2 interrupts are set aside for external hardware interrupts, INT0 and INT1. And serial communication has a single interrupt that belongs to both receive and transmit. This is the vector table for interrupt, in which we can see the vector locations of each and every interrupt. External interrupt 0 has the address of 0003 in ROM location. Then timer interrupt 0 has 00BH, and external interrupt 1 has memory location of 0013H. Timer interrupt 1 has 001BH ROM location, and serial communication has 00223 ROM location. Upon reset, all interrupts are disabled in microcontroller 8051. The interrupts must be enabled by software in order to microcontroller to respond to them. There is a register called I that is interrupt enable, which is responsible for enabling or disabling the interrupt. Figure shows the I register, and note that I register is a bit addressable register. It is 8-bit special function register used to enable the interrupts. The RAM location for I register is A8H. So now we will describe each bit of I register. First is EA. EA is used to disable all the interrupts. If EA is equal to 0, no interrupt is acknowledged, and if EA is equal to 1, then each interrupt source is individually enabled or disabled by setting or clearing its enable bit. Then ES is a bit used to enable or disable the serial port interrupt. By making it 1, we can enable serial port interrupt. Then ET1 is used to enable or disable the timer 1 overflow interrupt. So if it is 0, then it disables the timer 1 overflow interrupt, and if it is 1, it can enable the timer 1 overflow interrupt. Next is EX1. If EX1 is 0, it disables the external interrupt 1, and if it is 1, it enables the external interrupt 1. So in the same way, ET0 is used for timer 0 overflow interrupt. So if it is 0, it disables the timer 0 overflow interrupt, and if it is 1, then it enables the timer 0 overflow interrupt. If EX0 is used for external interrupt 0, and if it is 0, then it disables the external interrupt 0, and if it is 1, it enables the external interrupt 0. When microcontroller 8051 is powered up, the priorities are assigned according to the table given below. For example, that if external hardware interrupt 0 and 1 are activated at the same time, external interrupt 0, INT0, is responded to first. Only after INT0 has been serviced, the INT1 will be serviced, since INT1 has the lower priority. So we Can alter the sequence of a table given in the previous slide by assigning a higher priority to any one of the interrupt. This is done by programming a register called IP, which is nothing but interrupt priority. Figure shows the bits of IP register. Upon power up reset, the IP register contains all zeros, making the priority sequence based on the uh, table given previously. To give a higher priority to any of the interrupts, we make the corresponding bit in the IP register high. So this is IP is the 8-bit special function register which is used to set the priorities of interrupts, and the RAM location of I register is E0H. So as discussed earlier, to give a higher priority to any of the interrupts, we make the corresponding bit in the IP register high. So PS is referred to serial communication interrupt, whereas PT1 is used for timer 1 interrupt. PX1 is used for external interrupt 1, and PT0 is used for timer 0 interrupt, and PX0 is used for external interrupt 0. For every interrupt, there must be interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. When an interrupt is invoked, the microcontroller runs the interrupt service routine. For every interrupt, there is a fixed location in memory that holds the address of its ISR, that is interrupt service routine. The group of memory locations set aside to hold the address of ISRs is called as a interrupt vector table, which we have already seen. So upon activation of an interrupt, the microcontroller 8051 goes through the following steps. First of all, it finishes the instruction it is executing and saves the address of the next instruction, that is a program counter is loaded onto the stack. Then it also saves the current status of the interrupt internally, and then it jumps to the fixed location in memory called the interrupt vector table that holds the address of the interrupt service routine. The microcontroller gets the address of the ISR from the interrupt vector table and jumps to it. It starts to execute the instruction service subroutine until it reaches the last instruction of the subroutine, which is RETI, written from the interrupt. And lastly, upon executing the RETI instruction, the microcontroller returns to the place where it was interrupted. A single microcontroller can serve several devices. There are two ways to do that: interrupt or pulling. In interrupt method, whenever any device needs its service, the device notifies the microcontroller by sending it an interrupt signal. Upon receiving an interrupt signal, the microcontroller interrupts whatever it is doing and serves the device. The program associated with the interrupt is called the interrupt service routine or interrupt handler. In pulling, the microcontroller continuously monitors the status of given device. When the status condition is met, it performs the service. After that, it moves on to monitor the next device until each one is serviced. Although pooling can monitor the status of several devices and serve each of them as certain conditions are met, it is not an efficient use of microcontroller. The advantage of interrupt is that the microcontroller can serve many devices. Each device can get the attention of the microcontroller based on the priority assigned to it. The pooling method cannot assign priority since it checks all devices in round robin fashion. More importantly, in the interrupt method, the microcontroller can also ignore a device request for service. This is again not possible with the pooling method. The most important reason that the interrupt method is preferable is that the pooling method wastes much of the microcontroller time by pulling devices that do not need service. So in order to avoid trying down the microcontroller, interrupts are used. So now we will try to write an assembly language program to interface LED with microcontroller and turn it on with microcontroller interrupt. So first of all we will use ljump start instruction to loop to the main program. Then org0003h will indicate the ISR for external interrupt 0. In this ISR we will first set bit P1.1 so that the LED connected at port pin 1.1 will be turned on. Then at last we will return from this interrupt to the main program by using instruction RATI. In main program we will first initialize port 1 as an output port by using move p1 comma hash 00h. Then we can enable the hardware interrupt int0 by using instruction move I comma hash 81h. So whenever interrupt occurs, the interrupt service routine located at memory location 0003h will be executed. So we have learned that an interrupt is an external or internal event that interrupt the microcontroller to inform it that a device needs its service. Every interrupt has an program associated with it called as an interrupt service routine. Now solve the MCQ set. Thank you.